everything that you need to know about initiation. Initiation is 13% of the exam and it has 26 questions. After my yesterday video of closing, many students have requested that they want similar thing about initiation and execution. So here you go, we are going to do the same thing about initiation. Regarding initiation, the first thing you must know, feasibility. Feasibility report has already been done before the project. There was a need assessment, and as a result of need assessment, you made a feasibility report. What is feasibility report? It is basically telling you whether it is possible for the project to exist or not, nothing else. Maybe you have a cost benefit analysis within it, maybe you have the environmental factors in it, so many things, but this is out of the scope of PMP. Then we go to, with the help of feasibility report, you make business case. Basically, business analysts make business case and benefit management plan. Once again, here the scope of project manager is not to make business case and business management, benefit management plan. That is beyond the scope of project management or beyond the scope of project manager. He gets the business case and benefit management plan from the department, from the business analyst. Now here comes his job. He review the feasibility study, he review the business case, benefit management plan, and he discuss that with the relevant stakeholders under the light of assumptions and constraints, OPS, the past lesson learned. They discuss whether this project is feasible or not, whether this project will meet the criteria that is set by the organization. So this is the first thing. As a project manager, you need to do project assessment. I would add something here. Here, the project manager has not been authorized. Here, he has not got the authority. But it has been highlighted that he will become the project manager. So he is doing those work maybe as a voluntarily or sponsor has asked him. But so far, he has no formal authority. So first, initially they do project assessment to basically review business case, benefit management plan, and feasibility report to check the assumption constraint to support whether this project is possible or not. Then, with the sponsor, with the customer, with the subject matter expert, they do benefit analysis of the value of these projects and how these values are aligned to bigger picture, how these values are aligned to organizational strategy. Value produced with the project get aligned with the organizational strategy. So let's say here, if the project is not providing us value, the project will be terminated even before the start. If we are not getting alignment with our current direction, with current organizational strategy in this task, which I can say as cost benefit analysis, or better to say value analysis, we see whether the project is aligned or not. The step number one was project assessment. Step number two is value assessment. Okay, once we have highlighted that there is a value, what we do now, we break down those value in the form of key deliverables of the business requirement. Key deliverables so that all the expectations of stakeholders, sponsors are met. So this I would say step number three. The first is project assessment, second is value analysis, the third is key deliverables. Once we have done this, now we identify the relevant stakeholders. We use power interest matrix, we use salience model, we use stakeholder cube, we utilize whatever the documents we have right now. We have business case, we have benefit management plan, past lesson learns, experts are there, we ask them about the stakeholder and we do initial stakeholder analysis there. Now I get a lot of questions from students that first we make a project charter, then we go with identify stakeholder. Identify stakeholder is an iterative process which started even before the development of project charter. So far, we haven't developed the charter. We have done project assessment, we have done value analysis, we have identified key deliverables, and now the fourth step is we are basically checking the stakeholders. Once the stakeholder register or preliminary stakeholder register or list, even if you don't want to call it stakeholder register here, a list of stakeholders is there. Then we identify what are the high level risk, high level assumption and constraints by looking at the documents, by going through enterprise environmental factor like culture, customs, marketplace condition, rules and regulations, work authorization system, PMIS, policies, procedure, OPS, lesson learns. We make risk assessment of all those things. Once this is done, what have we done so far? We have done assessment of project. We have done value analysis. We have identified key delivery, maybe in the form of milestone. We have done stakeholder analysis. We have got the list of stakeholder. We have identified the risk. Now we participate as a project manager. We don't make. We participate in the development of project charter by compiling all the data. And very important thing, we ensure to get the buy-in, or maybe it's better to get stakeholders, get their inputs, the key stakeholders that we have identified, get their input so that it is easy, they're easy to know when we assign them some task to them, they have already agreed to it. So get the buy-in of all the stakeholders. So now charter is prepared, go to the sponsor and get it approved. Sponsor does not write the project charter, but he signs it, he approved it, he gives formal authority to the project manager, and he tells that he can use the resources. So since he has given the authority, so we say that sponsor has written it. Okay, so now the charter has been written down, the charter has been done. Now what to do? The first step is inform all the stakeholders that we have identified. Why we are informing all the stakeholders? First of all, to get their buy-in, to get their support later on, and secondly, in order to ensure that all the stakeholders understand all the deliverables and all the milestones, and the most important thing, they know their roles and responsibility. A procurement manager must know that the charter has been approved, so he has to do some procurement. A cost manager must know this is the cost. A quality manager must know this is the quality, and all those things. So this is all about project charter. I would say it. This is the journey of charter. We started with project assessment, then we basically once the assessment is done, we did value analysis. Once the value analysis was done, we identify the major deliverables by making a milestone list. Then we a list of stakeholders gathered by utilizing the tools, by asking the experts, by utilizing facilitation, focus group, all those things. Then we identify the risk. We participated in the development of charter. Then once the sponsor approved it, we communicate to all the stakeholders. So what I have just said, if you can master this, you can solve almost all the question related to initiation. Don't memorize it, master it, and you can clear your PMP exam. Thank you very much.